Welcome everyone to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Tuesday, July 12th, 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so we do have the moon still in Virgo here today, much like yesterday, in this first quarter phase, which is all about integration. So the two energies we're integrating are Virgo with that sun in Gemini. In fact, this whole lunar cycle is about Gemini, which is about learning. This focus on inquisition, all right, learning new things, perhaps reading, writing, that kind of thing. A lot of energy to be gained through that intellectual and perhaps even communicative side of life. So when it comes to Virgo, this is about refinement. And here integrating this whole inquisitive nature with finding the middle path with perfection. You know, when the moon's in Virgo, it's a good time to take care of things. It's a good time to find that improvement of things. And this can be with ourselves or our environment or our work, whatever it might be, but finding the middle path with that. And it does make it an excellent time to do just that, to take care of things, to do things like personal development, self-improvement, work, crafts, all that kind of stuff. So in the square, it's about integration. How can we learn about a lot of these things on our daily level to treat it lighthearted, open, willingness to learn can really go a long ways with this, and vice versa. Maybe we can bring in some of this personal development and learning more about ourselves in the process. All right, so that's going to be that first quarter phase. Now, in terms of the aspects, we do have a T-square here today with the moon. The moon will be opposing up to Uranus and squaring up to Mercury. So this is somewhat like yesterday, in that yesterday we had Mercury squaring up to Uranus, which is perhaps a bit of that restlessness energy or whatnot, particularly that first half of the day. So although we're not feeling that in that fashion, here the moon is going to activate these two planets. So first of all, when it comes to Uranus, there can sometimes be a bit of that emotionally impulsive, sometimes emotionally excitable kind of energy for one reason or another. And so this could be coming to us, or it can be coming from us. And we could also be wanting to maybe stir some things up, stir up the feelings. And that could be in our relationships too. So it's important to have that extra awareness here, right? And extra awareness of the self, extra awareness of even what we're communicating because of that square up to Mercury. In fact, it makes it a really good time to have open lines of communication right now, because we can sometimes be quite subjective with this kind of aspect. You know, this is the emotions, the moon, with Mercury, the communication and mind. You know, we have this very emotional sort of take on things, especially with Mercury shifting into Cancer. You know, there's a lot of this protective energy, this emotional energy right now at the moment. So it can be very constructive, and a good way of working with it is, again, perhaps on working on using our minds, bringing extra attention to the communication, open communication, all of that. With the opposition up to Uranus, you know, if we are feeling like breaking free of some restrictions, there can be some freedom here today. And I think as long as it's in that balanced way, of course, it's a great time to mix things up, try new things, maybe even communicate new things, right? New ways of communication, new ways of learning. All of this excitable energy can be channeled, balanced, and grounded when we have that awareness of both self and I think of how we're interacting in our communications and relationships and all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's going to be probably the strongest aspect here today. The moon is going to be squaring up to Venus. So again, extra attention on relationships here. Although oftentimes with this aspect, it could be good for those relationships with that extra care there. Again, it's about grounding and having this patient approach here. And this is what this whole early part of the week's all about, because we are in this first quarter phase, which is also a square between the sun and the moon, which is about that patient, slow and steady, taking action, taking that grounded approach, working on ourselves both personally and spiritually there. All right, so that can be a good time to work on relationship stuff in that balanced way, and perhaps even too our indulgences. You know, it's a good time to have that bit of reserve and modesty when it comes to the things we're enjoying. All right, so that's going to be the strongest aspects is involving the moon. We do have Mars trining up to Chiron going into the weekend. So as we go through the rest of the week, we could be feeling this rejuvenation with our confidence, a bit of rejuvenation with our independence, our drive, our motivational levels. Mars is actually gaining steam. He's been retrograde, but now after his direct, he's actually gaining a bit of momentum and drive. And a lot of this is actually what we're learning about cooperation and harmony and balance and tact and all these sort of interpersonal things of life, which is Libra, and doing the right thing and justice, and even having just harmony in our own personal lives, that kind of a thing. So a lot of motivation there, a lot of drive for that. And I think as we approach the weekend, maybe some healing and rejuvenation with that masculine side of life. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.